this second part of teaching aptitude. So those they have missed out on the first part, please go through the playlist. You will be finding the first part of the teaching aptitude for UGC NET preparation. So welcome to the study sessions with me, and let's begin with the session. So as I told you that today we would be doing teaching aptitude, and as we have done three parts of teaching aptitude in the previous session, previous video, you will be finding that. And in this video, we would be delving into these three subtopics: methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning, teaching support system, and evaluation. So, be moving forward, go to the next slide, in which we move on to the first topic, which is teaching methodology. So here we can understand that there are two types of teaching methodologies. One is learner centric, another one is teacher centric. So sometimes it is more inquiry based, problem based, discovery based, case study based, in which the learners are more important or are more active part of the teaching learning process. Similarly, the second one is teacher centric, in which teacher plays a vital role in the whole process, the whole teaching learning process. So in this, teacher gives out lectures in very lucid language, and then there is demonstration, there is team teaching. It is more of a traditional methodology. So, while we speak about teaching aids, whenever we are teaching, there are supposed to be different types of aids which are used, which is helpful in the process of learning, in the process of teaching. So, these are some of the teaching aids: audio aid, in which you can only hear; visual aid, in which you can only see; audio visual aid is kind of a video in which you can see and hear as well. Then there is projected aids and non-projected aids. Projected aids are projected on a screen. We'll be doing it in more details in the next few slides. And non-projected aids are some of the traditional methods, in which there are posters, there are charts, there are globes, etc. So these are some of the aids, teaching aids, which are important while we are teaching. Another very important topic, which in the recent years, some questions has been coming on and on about LMS, and I think that is something which we need to speak about in this session, because in the next June 24 exam also probably will get something from here, because this is something which has been added recently. So LMS is also known as Learning Management System. This is also an aid, a teaching aid. It is software based. It helps us to manage and support efficient learning. It helps us with the blended learning module, in which it is also offline and also online. So there, in offline classroom, there is all the materials are there, with videos and audios and practice questions and so on. And also there can be certain apps where you as a student can go back and revise stuff on an online platform, and even there can be recorded sessions or recorded lectures which you may find in certain apps, learning management system apps. So that is called blended learning. Now obviously we can understand that this is a software based learning, and there is a software, or it's also a projected way of learning, because in the classroom setup when the teaching takes place, sometimes LMS is projected through the projector, and even the students are promoted to use their mobile apps or learn through LMS. So that is something which helps us to manage and support efficient learning, because the students are the learners are forming a very important vital role in the process of teaching learning. So yeah, so that is another very important factor in LMS. Then it's a complete teaching solution. It's not lecture based, so it's not one sided. Uh, it's a two-way teaching process in which the students or the learners go through certain games and certain modules, and they do and learn certain stuff, so it gives more efficient teaching. Learner centric method, it's more learner centric because learners are having an active role in LMS system. It tracks data and progresses of the learners. So from the teachers end, you can track the progress of the students. So there might be certain modules or certain game structures in which you get certain points and stuff. There are certain LMSs like that in which students do practice at home, and the teacher can track how much or till what level the students have reached in the process of learning. So there can be evaluated also on the basis of LMS before taking the sessions. During the sessions you can do a proper evaluation, and even after the sessions a kind of summative evaluation can be possible through the help of LMS, which kind of tracks all the data and the progress what the learners are learning. So here are some of the examples, and this is one of the question which I have noticed that it has come more than once in previous year question papers, that you will have to select that which are LMS tools and which are not. So here are some of the examples. If you find some more in the internet, you can add it, and even write it in the comment section, so that others are also aware of it. So I could find these many: Edmodo, Blackboard, Learned, Moodle, Schoology, Canvas, Absorb, Learn Dash. So these are some of the examples of LMS. Moving forward, another important teaching aid can be mind mapping. In the recent years, in the recent times, mind mapping has been very frequently been used in the classroom sessions, especially in the blended mode, in which mind maps have been um, you know been an important segment in the teaching process. So, what does mind maps do? It is a method of brainstorming. It brings concept clarity. It solves project problems. But basically, it is centered on one particular problem. Uh, that how do we do this? And then one brainstorms through a tool, which is a mind mapping tool. So this process gives the learners a lot of activities to think about, and they are mostly associated with learning with doing. So that gives us a very powerful association with learner centric methodology, and it is a powerful note making method. So sorry for the powerful spelling is wrong. I just noticed it. So yeah, powerful note making method. It's a note making method, means whatever is going in your mind, you're just noting it down in with the help of this tool. It gives relative analysis. So whenever you are brainstorming on a particular idea, or a particular problem, how to solve it, you are writing it down, point by point, analyzing it and trying to come up with solutions, probable solutions. So it is also, learning by doing, because the learners are fully associated in the process, and teaching or the teacher is just standing there as a guiding head, with the help of this tool, but the main process is happening with the help of the learners here. Now, these are some of the examples of mind mapping tools. This also is from the probable questions, and has been asked in the previous year questions, to name the examples of mind mapping tools. So some of them are here: Coggle, MindMeister, Iowa, MindMo, XMind, Miro. If you find out more about the mind mapping tools or any particular apps, kindly write it in the comment section below so that I can also learn through it. All right, so moving forward, concept mapping. So similarly, concept mapping is yet another tool or yet another aid for teaching, in which there is a visual representation of information through charts, through diagrams, through tables, etc. And it can be centered on many problems. Like mind mapping tools are mostly centered on one problem or one concept, and the learners are trying to analyze it and find solutions to it. Concept mapping, on the other hand, is centered on many problems, in which you see certain Venn diagrams, you see the intersections, you do the analysis, you come up with different perspectives, different aspects of a particular problem or a particular concept. So, concept mapping is this. Now, this is something really important, because this has been, coming up in many years question papers. To put it in correct order, this kind of question comes. So this is something which I thought that it should be put up here. So the first step is setting goals or objectives of learning, and then checking prior knowledge of the learners, then planning the session, then classroom teaching, and then evaluation and reteach or move to the next topic. So before the teacher comes to the session, the teacher, before even making the content of the session, the teacher actually sets the goal of the learning, or sets objective of the learning in that particular session. Once the goal is set, then the teacher must understand that where the learners are coming from, where what kind of knowledge base is already there in the learners. So for that, a particular checking can be done, a particular quiz can be done, and there are different ways in which prior knowledge of the learners can be checked. Then there is planning the session. So, based on the goals and based on the prior knowledge of the learners, you plan the session, and then you finally go to the classroom teaching and teach the session. All right, through the classroom session, also you keep on asking questions, and the feedback of the students give you certain pointers in which you kind of understand whether your process or your planning is going as you have planned, or as your objective is. If that is not happening, then you can change your mode of teaching or change your planning according to that fluidly. Now, next comes after the session is over, you need to understand that how much these learners have learned. So, there is an evaluation which will help the teacher and the learners to evaluate whether the objectives of the session or the goals of the session have been fulfilled or not. Now, on the basis of the evaluation, the teacher or the learners would be able to track whether this particular session should be retaught, again, it should be taught, or one should move to the next topic. Now we come to the evaluation. Now there are phases of instruction, as we just discussed that before class there is certain preparation to be done, during the class there is certain preparation to be done, and after the class certain preparation is to be done. So, based on that, there are certain phases of instruction which we need to discuss here to go forward with the understanding of evaluation. So, before the class, as I was telling you that before entering the class, you need to check whether the student or the learner has certain prior knowledge, or what knowledge base the students already have. To understand that, there is a kind of evaluation that happens, that can be quiz based, that can be in a form of say certain question answer sessions. You can take out or pop out certain questions and ask the students beforehand. Maybe in the previous session also, at the end of the session you can ask certain questions to fill up a form or something. So that kind of evaluation is done before the class, so that the teacher can make the session more fruitful, and the goals of this learning can be achieved. Now, during the class, as I told you that there can be different types of evaluation which we do. As a teacher, one needs to continuously, ask questions, keep asking questions, asking for feedbacks from the students, whether you have understood this or not, whether the concept is clear or not. Maybe you ask certain objective questions from whatever you are teaching, so that you understand whether your flow of teaching is going in the right direction, whether the students are able to grasp whatever is been taught. So that kind of evaluation is called formative evaluation. Now, still, while you are teaching, there can be certain problem areas, certain places where you need to delve even more. So, that kind of evaluation is called diagnostic evaluation, in which you find out problems and probable solutions to it. So, all of that happens during the class. And mostly these are informal kind of evaluations. Now, we move on to the last type of evaluation, or after class evaluation. Now, after the class, what happens is the session is over. Whatever they have to be learned, the objectives they have to be achieved, the learners, they knew it before that, and even the teacher does. According to the planning, the teacher needs to evaluate not only after the session, but after the whole, maybe a whole term, or a whole year, or whole semester of teaching. You do a summative evaluation in which there are grades, there are percentage, percentile, which needs to be evaluated throughout. So that is more of formal sort of evaluation in which you give particular standardized questions, and the students answer as per their learnings, and the evaluation comes as a result in which you get to know that how much the students have understood throughout the sessions, not only each session, but throughout a period of sessions. All right. So now let's understand a little bit more about placement evaluation, formative evaluation, diagnostic evaluation, and summative evaluation. So while we are speaking about placement evaluation, we can understand that this happens before the class, and it's also a formal evaluation which is done. It can also be informal in case this teacher decides uh, it to be informal, just a few question and answer, a kind of quiz. So that is placement evaluation. Now during the class you do formative evaluation, which is in terms of feedback. So the all the question answers which are done informally in the flow of the session, that is formative evaluation. And to diagnose particular problems, suppose a student is unable to understand a particular concept, so the teacher ask objective question from that particular concept to understand that where the student is having problem in understanding, and likewise giving more inputs to make the learner understand in a way that the learner can understand. So diagnosing the problem and solving the problem throughout the session, everything happens during the classroom in an informal way. So whenever we are talking about informal evaluation, formative and diagnostic evaluation comes into terms. Now we come to after the class summative evaluation, which is certainly the most standardized and the most formal way of evaluation, which is rigorous, and the grades which are there, that can be direct, indirect grades can be there. It can be either directly you are coming out to the grades that okay, in discipline you're getting A, in mathematics you're getting B. So similarly sometimes it happens that on the basis of marks, indirectly you get the grades. So you get 60%, you get grade A. You get 75%, you get A plus. So similarly, that is indirect way of grading. Now there are other ways of grading as well, in which there is a percentile system and a percentage system. So this is basically what evaluation topic has at all. It has more nitty gritties. I mean, it's a huge topic anyways, but if I have missed out on something, or you want me to delve into a particular subtopic a little bit more, do let me know in the comment section below. I would try to make a separate video after I complete the whole syllabus. So now we come to the end of teaching aptitude, and paper one first unit we have finished. The second unit would be done after I do one chapter of folk literature. So the next video would be coming up of folk literature, and the first unit of folk literature. So a lot of content has been brewing in the last few days, and I have been continuously scanning through previous year question papers while making these notes and making these videos. So in case you feel that I have missed out on something, or you want me to concentrate on a particular chapter, on a particular subtopic, do let me know. I will try to make it possible. Also, those they are from the folk literature background. I have seen that I'm not getting much of information online, and there are not many books which you can refer to. So I would make sure that it's more of information centric when I'm making the video. And as you can find a lot of notes and previous year question papers, solved papers online. So kindly go through them and start your preparation as soon as possible, because June is not very far away. So stay tuned for my next video on folk literature paper 2 for UGC NET. And I'm sure that is going to be something very interesting and intriguing. And stay tuned and keep learning with me. Bye bye.